Welcome back, Comics Crypt. Special video today. This is a kind of a shout-out challenge from Beauty's Comics. Basically, he's calling it, "Are you a collector? Or are you full of crap?" Basically, what it is, he's taken from the Key Collector app the top 100 modern, copper, and bronze. And he wants to see if there's a challenge from 0 to, I think it's 125 books. I'm going to be showing off, I think, 101. I went through probably about 50 short boxes in 3 hours. And that's maybe half of the boxes I have. No, that's not even half. That's about a third of the boxes I have. And I had probably 3 short boxes full. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be in the top. But I was really surprised at what wasn't in the top 100. So from what I pulled, these are the 101 books that I pulled. Of course, there's plenty more in the top 100s that I know I have. I just didn't come across yet. But anyways, this is what I'm showing. This is 101 books, and I'm going to have, I think, 4 honorable mentions I think should have been in the top 100. I'll show them at the end. So, again, this is going to be a top 100 from, I'm going to start off with modern, then copper, and then bronze. So, shout out from Beauty Comics. Are you a collector, or are you full of crap? All right, this should be fun. I actually had fun pulling these things and seeing what actually wasn't in the top 100. So, anyways, let's get into it. Enough of me talking, because, like I said, I got a lot of books to show. So, first off, and if you look at the Key Collector app, these pretty much follow in the order that they were given in the app. So, X-Men number 4, first appearance of Omega Red. This is a newsstand issue. Then we got Marvel Superheroes Winter Special. This is the first appearance of Squirrel Girl. Then we got Harbinger number 1. I hope you guys like the background. I try to do something different. I'm not down in my comic book room. It's getting so crowded down there. I decided to do it up here in my dining room. Then we have a Amazing Spider-Man 361 newsstand, First Carnage. War Machine 282, or actually Iron Man 282, First War Machine. Vengeance of Bane Special, number 1. John Byrne's Next Men, the first Hellboy and Keller, I believe. Man, I'm having trouble with words today. John Byrne's Next Men, number 21. Web of Spider-Man 118. Ben Reilly faces Venom. I think this is first appearance of Ben Reilly, maybe. Preacher number 1. Bride of Venom. This is from the Sinners Takes All line, issue number 3. And again, these aren't anywhere. Some of them are, high grade. Some of them are low grade. It's all he just wants to see what's in your collection. He doesn't care if they're 9/8 or whatever. And I think it's a fun challenge that to actually get back to the basics of, hey, let's just show off some fun books. So shout out to Beauty for doing this challenge. There's very few that do this. Ed Zombert shows out books. He's not worried. He gets books to read, and he's not a flipper. Another one is Read Comics 81. He's another good one to watch. So he just loves to show books that he gets, filling in collections and stuff. And he's not a big flipper either. So, and there's not many out there. A lot of people are just showing, oh yeah, I get this book and I flip it as a 9/8, and that's fine and dandy too. I mean, that's another aspect of the hobby. But it's not everybody has to do this. I mean, these are all from my PC. Would I sell them? Probably eventually, but for right now, no, they're in my PC. And I do have extras, so I will be, if I need to sell extras to get a bigger book, and that's part of the hobby. That's part of the hobby if you can get it and you can get extras, and you can sell them off to get a bigger book or use them for trade for a bigger book that you want. That's a nice, fun thing about this hobby. Anyways, back into it. Incredible Hulk 449, First Thunderbolts. What If, number 105, Spider-Girl. Here's the first Goon. Actually, it's not really the first Goon because there was bestsellers, but it's more like a prototype. I think the first Goon self-titled book, because he did appear in a couple other issues, but this is number 1. And then Batman Beyond, number 1. This was the Play yogurt giveaway book, I think it was. Next stack. And I'll tell you what, I went through and redid a bunch of these into Mylar, and I'm really going to switch over to Mylar. They really make these things pop. And so anyways, we got Batman 567. This is actually a newsstand too, so the first appearance of Cassandra Cain. We have the Century number 1. I'm still trying to find, I would love to find one. I mean, this is a nice book, but I mean, it's got some dings to it. But these black covers, this one, the last Conan book, just, man, there's a really nice high grade one. Looks like a smudge there. Boy, they're really tough. These black covers really make it tough. Bloodstone number 1. It was interesting seeing her in the Halloween special. I believe that was Elsa Bloodstone in that, yeah. So, I mean, here we got the blonde one, and then some other books where she's a redhead, but I really hope that Disney Plus does more with the supernatural aspect of the comics. Here we got Amazing Spider-Man 36 to 9/11 issue, and this is a newsstand as well. Oh, man. Sorry you guys had to see my ugly mug reflecting back at you. NYX number 3. Interesting story about this is when this book first came out, I was doing a local Comic Con, and I believe it was up in Scranton. And one of the other dealers I was talking with, and he said, "Hey, did you check out this new, the new Wolverine?" And I was like, "No." And I was actually given this book because it was shortly right after it came out, and he had multiple copies. I wish I could go back in time and buy multiple copies of it, but yeah. So this was actually given me to check it out, and to this day I still never read it. I had it in a bag and board, and then I just put it in Mylar today. But yeah, this is one of the very few that I've never read. Batman 635. I think this is when Red Hood is revealed to be Jason Todd. Red Hulk, number 1. This is first appearance of Anti-Venom, I believe. 569. And I know somewhere in my boxes that I haven't got to yet is I have the variant to this, which actually has Anti-Venom on the cover. And I just looked at, woo, boy, has that book ever shot up in price. And this book's climbing up there pretty good, too. Adam, Legend of the Blue Marvel, number 1. And I'm trying to remember, I think this was in, oh boy, I think I grabbed this in the 7 long box collection I picked up back in October. I have to go back and look at those videos. I'm not sure if I got it from that or if I got it from something else now. It's been so long. Vengeance #1, first appearance of Maga Chavez. Ultimate Fallout #4, first printing. It does definitely have some issues. I got some spine ticks down along here. A little bit of a blunt corner there, but all in all, I'm happy to have one. Amazing Spider-Man #4, first appearance of Cindy Moon, I believe. And Spider-Verse #2, Gwen Stacy. I bought this at a local comic shop 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know, it was before the pandemic. So, and this is how it came, so I left it in the holder. Darth Vader #3, first appearance of Dr. Aphra. Thanos 13, first appearance of Cosmic Ghost Rider. And Venom #3, which I just got this a couple months ago. I've had some of the reprintings of it, but I never had the first print. First, no. So that takes care of the moderns. And I have way more moderns that's on that list than what I came across. And like I said, I was really surprised at what is on that list and what is not on that list. Really surprised. All right, now on to the copper. We have Omega Man #3, first Lobo. Thor 337, first Beta Ray Bill. This is a newsprint. G.I. Joe 21 is also a newsprint, and I would love to find a higher grade G.I. Joe 21, but man, every one I find is spine ticks. But you know what? G.I. Joe comics, I had G.I. Joe comics when I was a kid, and they were well loved and read. Saga Swamp Thing 25, I believe this is a cameo of John Constantine. I know I have the yellow one. Actually, I have like 2 copies, but again, that's one of those ones there, which was 47, that I have not come across yet. Amazing Spider-Man 252, black suit, newsstand. Teen Titans 44, Judas Contract, but it's the first appearance of Nightwing. It's also a newsstand. Transformers #1 in a newsstand. Man, I used to get this series too as a kid, and I read the crap out of those things. Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars #8. This is the very first appearance of the black suit, I believe. Tide, and what 252 was next. I forget how that chronologically goes, but I mean, he got it in Secret Wars, so I would say that would be the first time. Batman 386, first Black Mask. Booster Gold #1. I don't know if it's still a thing or not. It's a newsstand. New Mutants Annual #2, first Psylocke. And it's definitely got some issues to it, but hey, maybe eventually I'll find a better copy. Uncanny X-Men @21, first appearance of Mr. Sinister. Hellblazer #1, first John Constantine title. Incredible Hulk 340, newsstand, classic Wolverine Hulk fight. Ba-ba-boom! Yes. Amazing Spider-Man 300 newsstand. I remember I didn't buy this particular issue off a newsstand. This is a definite upgrade from what I used to have. But I remember buying this off the newsstand. Wolverine #1. Sandman #8. First appearance of Death. And this is not the... is it Karen Page? I think it's not the Karen Page editorial variant. Still on the look for that one. New Mutants 87, first Cable. X-Men 14, first Gambit, tied with X-Men 266. I'm not opening up that can of worms, but there it is. Spider-Man #1. This is the Platinum. Silver Surfer #44. I believe this is the first appearance of the Infinity Gauntlet. New Mutants '98 newsstand. First appearance of Deadpool. And I believe Domino. Can't have a top 100 without Darkhawk. And it's actually a newsstand as well. And we end off the copper with Alf #48 newsstand. That poor seal. All right. Now we're into the bronze, my bigger stack. Green Lantern '76, I believe. This is when Green Lantern and Green Arrow first merged, and I believe this is the first Neil Adams. Conan the Barbarian #1. What I really love about this book, I mean, it's definitely mid-grade, but July 30th, 1970. Got the date stamp on it. I think that's awesome. New Gods #1. I have a few books in here that have been date stamped. Then we have Fantastic Four 112. This is the first, I believe this is no, it's not the first, but it's classic Hulk and Thing matchup, because the first was like Fantastic Four 4 or something like that. Amazing Spider-Man 100, just a beautiful anniversary black issue. Tomb of Dracula #1. These Marvel horrors and DC horrors are starting to go up. And I love it and I don't love it, because I like to be able to pick them up for the cheap. Now they're starting to get to be expensive. Horror is really making a comeback. War's making a comeback. Then we got Marvel Premiere, featuring the power of Warlock #1. Anyone going to go see the new Guardians movie? I think that opens up real soon. I think maybe this Friday. Marvel Spotlight, Ghost Rider #5, first Ghost Rider. Swamp Thing #1, this is the first Swamp Thing self-titled. Do not have the House of Secrets 92. One of these days. Iron Man 55, first Thanos and Drax. Conan the Barbarian 23, first Red Sonja. That's a Red Sonja movie coming out. Hopefully they do it justice, but I'm not quite sure about the actress they picked. Okay, I'm just making sure the glare's not too bad. Okay, looks good. Should have checked that earlier, sorry. Amazing 121. This is the death of Gwen. Yeah, here I go again. I can't talk. The death of Gwen Stacy. Tomb of Dracula 10, first Blade. Yes, and then Amazing 122 would be the death of the Green Goblin. But he comes back, and so does Gwen Stacy. Strange Tales, #169, first Brother of Voodoo. Marvel Spotlight, Son of Satan 12, the first Son of Satan. Or the first Origin, maybe. Amazing Spider-Man 129, the first Punisher. Marvel Premiere 15, the first Iron Fist. Or Origin, maybe. Or this is I think this is when, well, it's Origin issue, but I don't think it's the first Iron Fist. I think this is when John Bryan took over. There we go. Hulk 180. Are we going to open up that can of worms? I don't think so. And there's 181. I do have 182, but that did not make the top 100. Giant size X-Men #1. This was in a hard plastic shell. One of those self-shield shells from years and years ago. I bought this at a flea market. Oh my. This is what, 2020? Oh, man, before 2000. Early 90s. I only paid $5 for it. It did, looks like somebody had repaired the cover and unfortunately glued it. So it's one I won't be sending in because I don't want to get a purple label. But it looks good just like that. And I have one. I don't really need to look for another one. Not at these prices. Werewolf by Night 32, first Moon Knight. Lower grade, but you know, I've said it before in my videos, low grade's better than no grade. X-Men 94. The first, let's see, when John says X-Men 1, and this is the actual first official team appearance, I believe. All-Star Comics 58, first Power Girl. Daredevil 131, first Bullseye. This iteration of Bullseye, there's actually a Bullseye Nick Fury, like issue 15 from back in the 60s. Different Bullseyes. Spotlight on Moon Knight, his first solo in a book. X-Men 101. Enter the Phoenix. Miss Marvel #1. Beautiful copy. Marvel Spotlight on Spunner. Oh, man, what did I tell you? I cannot talk today. Marvel Spotlight on Spider-Woman. First Spider-Woman in comics. Star Wars #1. Iron Fist 14. First appearance of Sabretooth. And Avengers Annual 7, I believe this is where, does Warlock and Thanos die? Or just Thanos? I don't remember. In the last stack for the bronze, What If Jane Foster, #10, became Thor? Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man 27, first Frank Miller on Spider-Man. Amazing 194, first Black Cat. Classic Iron Man 128, Demon in the Bottle, beginning of that storyline. Bob Layton cover. Savage She-Hulk #1. DC Comics Presents #26, first appearance of the Teen Titans. And speaking of Teen Titans, the new Teen Titans #2, first appearance of Deathstroke. Uncanny X-Men 141. Fortunately, it's smudged in there, but like I said, low grade better than no grade. Daredevil 168, first appearance of Elektra. I believe this is the beginning of the Days of Future Past storyline. Amazing Spider-Man Annual 16. Origin of new Captain Marvel. Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man 64, first appearance of Cloak and Dagger. Hulk 271, this is like Rocket Raccoon's second, third appearance, but first in comic book form. DC Comics Presents 47, first He-Man. Amazing Spider-Man 238, newsstand, and yes, this does have the tattoos. All right, that's my top, or I shouldn't say top, but that's my 101 books for Beauties challenge. I said I had a couple honorable mentions, or 4. They're independents. I can't believe they weren't on the list at all. I mean, this first one I could probably understand why. Not many people heard of this. It's the first appearance of the Mystery Men. Flaming Carrot #16. But I cannot believe that these next did not make it. Here we have Spawn 119. First kind of cameo appearance of Gunslinger Spawn, or mention of Gunslinger Spawn. But then we got the Gunslinger Spawn 174 and 175. Like I said, I cannot believe that these were not in the top 100 moderns. But that's my 4 honorable mentions. So if you guys get a chance, check out Beauty Comics for his shout out challenge. Are you a collector or are you full of crap? Alright, this is Comics Corner signing off. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, smash the notification button so you know when I drop another video. I gotta go because I'm just over 25 minutes and I hope this loads up in one video. Talk to y'all later. Bye.